The utilitarian writings. Before going into detail, you need to know the meaning of utilitarianism. Actually, utilitarianism is a theory of morality which advocates action that fosters happiness or pleasure and opposes action that causes unhappiness or harm. When directed towards making social, economic, or political decisions, a utilitarian philosophy would aim for betterment of society as a whole. So let's go into the detail. James Mill, he was a Scottish historian, popularized or simplified Jeremy Bentham's. So he was an English philosopher. So here tells that James Mill popularized Jeremy Bentham's utilitarianism in India. The other advocates or the other supporter of this theory were David Ricardo and David Hume. Actually, utilitarians believe in greatest happiness of the greatest number. James Mill occupies an important place in history writing in England. He was utilitarian, and for him objectivity of history writing should be utility. Next, James Mill followed this dictum, that is utilitarian statement, and supported British rule in India in his most controversial publication, History of British India, in 1817. He attacked Indian culture venomously or deliberately. James Mill was an employee of British East India Company in London and had access to all letters, so he used to read the letters, reports sent from India to England. Without bothering to visit India to know the truth, and just by studying the remarks, reports and letters written by the priest and Orientalist traders, he published his work. It was prescribed as a textbook in Haileybury College, started by Wellesley to train Indian civil servants. So this Wellesley, he was the former Governor General of India. So here this James Mill published his book. So it was prescribed as textbook in Haileybury College, started by Wellesley to train Indian civil servants. Mill or James Mill had no love for Indian culture and civilization, and according to him, it was most desirable for Englishmen to study in history to govern the country in a good manner. According to James Mill, Indians were denied of basic amenities during the rule of Hindu and Muslim rulers. Therefore, he recommended a British rule in India to provide social justice. He strongly condemned caste system, inequality, animal and human sacrifice, and religious ignorance. He called for British rule to provide able administration, providing justice to the needy. For him, the Orientalists did not present the real picture of India. He believed Indians were untruthful, unhealthy, and dishonest. Illiteracy and evil practices spoiled the basic features of Indian society. He divides Indian history into three phases: Hindu, Muslim, and British era. Ancient Indian history was called Hindu era. Medieval India was considered Islamic era, and he equated modern era with British rule. He is critical about Islamic era and considered it was the darkest period. He believed that it was British who liberated India from such inhuman rule. By considering Islamic era as uncivilized, underdeveloped, and dividing Indian history on communal lines, he threatened the communal harmony in India. His book made civil servants to have prejudice about India, leading to racial exploitation of Indians during British rule. In spite of all these weaknesses in James Mill, is considered as a great historian.